In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 Procreate tips that you can use on your workflow. Chinese New Year is around the corner. It is the horse year, so we are going to create an illustration, and along the way, I'm going to show you these tips. So let's dive in. Now that I'm going to create a new canvas to create my illustration, I want to share the time lapse with you. But for example, for social media, it's okay that you share it in 180p, but if you want to share it with a higher resolution, you can do that on Procreate. So let's check how it is done. You are going to click the plus sign in here, this sign, and once you are inside, I'm going to leave this size because it's an A3, okay? And then here on profile, I'm going to leave it as RGB, and in time lapse settings, I already set it to 4K, but normally this is your settings because it is by default. So once you change this, you cannot unchange it. But if you are showing it for social media purposes, this is enough. But I think if you want for YouTube or any other videos, you can always click on 4K and lossless. And once you're done, you click OK. And this is your new canvas. And if you go here to the wrench tool and to the canvas information, you will see that on video settings, it says 4K. See, you can always check what is the resolution of your video settings. So while we are here and we have 5 horses, I want to choose this one. But how do we cut and put it to another canvas or in another layer? So it is really easy. So if you like to choose this horse, you will first check in which layer it is. Mine is with other 2 horses. So what I will do is click on the selection tool, and then with the free hand, I will select my horse. And once it is done, I will click on the arrow tool, 3 fingers swipe down, and then you can either copy or cut and paste. So now I have it on an extra layer, right? So I could drag this, click on gallery, and then drag it to our new canvas and add it to the layers panel. And this way you have your horse on a different layer. Select your layer, and with the arrow tool, I will fit to canvas. So this way it will fit into your canvas and you don't have to do it manually. Also, another option is to choose the layer extra that we have, and with 3 fingers swipe down, you can copy and then go to the gallery and go here, 3 fingers swipe down and then paste. And so you see that I have another horse here, and in my layers panel, I have 2 horses now. So the difference from one to another is on the first one, you need 2 hands while you drag one illustration. The other hand must click on the gallery and drag it to the other canvas. And in this way, you can swipe 3 fingers down and it will copy it automatically and it will put it in your new canvas. So the next tip is something that I've learned almost recently, I will say. I wasn't used to it in all the years that I've been drawing. So what it does is that it will make like a screenshot of whatever you have on your screen at that moment. So to create the copy canvas, you can see that if I open my layers panel, there are a lot of layers. And so if I want to copy the canvas that I have, you can just check or uncheck the layers that you want. Here on the wrench tool, you will click on add, and here it says copy canvas. So once I copy my canvas, I am going to the wrench tool again. I'm going to paste it. And so now if you see, it is pasted here. So if I put this smaller, you see that this is my copy canvas. So say that I'm taking away the colors. See, I'm going to copy canvas again and then paste it. And you will see that it will paste whatever I have on my screen. In this case, it is a illustration without the background and a small illustration on top. This is a really useful way because before I used to merge the layers, duplicate them and then merge them again to see it in one layer. But now with this trick, I can't believe I was not using it. It's only one click away. Okay, I did my sketch. I did some test runs on the colors, and now I'm going to show you a little trick I do to see the values on Procreate, because sometimes when you draw something you need for some colors to stand out and for some colors to be more neutral. And so how do you do that on Procreate? Let me show you. When it comes to color, I always like to check my values. So one important thing that we do to check if colors are fine or not and if the contrast are fair enough is to check the values in black and white. So you will add a new layer and drag a total black color onto it. And once it is in black, you will select the N tool and go to saturation. And once it is in saturation, you can see which is the important character here. So do I want the girl to be the main focus, or do I want the horse to be the main focus? So in this case, you can see that this color and this, the horse and the background, are almost competing one to another. And I want to contrast more the horse. So what I'm going to do is go into the horse layer, which is this one, right? And here we are going to hue, saturation, and brightness. And here I'm going to play with the brightness to see how the color changes. So let me see the full canvas. So this will be dark, and this cannot be because you see the colors are not contrasting enough. And this is something that I'm happy with because the horse, now you can see it like popping from the background. Either you make the background lighter and the characters darker, or vice versa. And so in this case, I'm going to leave it like this. Now I'm going to uncheck this black layer and see if the horse is light enough. Before it was like this, and after was like this. This is just an example because I'm not sure if I'm keeping the red background, but it's important always to see if the colors are right at the beginning and then continue with your illustration. The next tip is a Procreate brush that I've discovered recently, and I wanted to share it with you because if you're looking for a brush that gives a lot of texture, but in a nice way, you know, fine grain and very smooth, this is the one. It's called Not Grow, and it's from the new Procreate 5.4 version. So let me show you. If you go to your brush library, here inside Procreate library, this is the new library of Procreate 5.4 version. You go to charcoals, and here is the Not Grow brush. So this brush, you can use it as a thin brush or as a wide brush, and it will give you a very nice texture. So what I'm going to do is click on the color picker. I'm going to select this color. So I'm going to add a new layer on top of my horse, and here on the N word, I'm going to select multiply, because this way it will create sort of a darker brown that you have here. So you can increase the size of your brush. As you can see, it is a square, and it will give you a very nice, smooth shadow. Or either you can decrease the size and you can draw some details as a pencil too. And it is a really versatile brush. Yeah, I hope you like this brush. Let me know what you think about it. Thank you for coming with me on this journey, and I hope you learned something on these Procreate tips. Give it a like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye!